Hey everybody, episode 5, coming at you from the couch. 5, wow. I hope you guys are still enjoying these. Thank you for reaching out and telling me what you think of it, and I'm real glad what you think is nice. Sometimes doing what I do, people share other thoughts with you that maybe they didn't like something you did. And it's always nice to get feedback that's positive. So like I said, it's episode 5. If you're watching this on Wednesday, the day it comes out, for me, this is day 150 of quarantine, COVID, isolation, stay at home, no shows, living. And I know it's been tough for me, and it's been tough for a lot of people, and it's probably been tougher for a lot of people. So it's a good opportunity to check in with yourself and make sure everything's cool and that you're doing the things you need to do to take care of yourself, and that you have people to talk to and that kind of thing. So, and if this is helping at all, I'm pleased as punch. It's pleased as punch. Oh, jeez. You ever realize how dad you are? Like in real time, you say something, you're like, whose dad was that? Me. Pleased as punch. But I hope you guys are doing good. It's tough, and there's no point in denying that it's tough. And but when we accept that it's tough, we can decide that we're tough too. We can hammer it out. We had an eventful week here. We had a certified, bona fide COVID-19 scare in the Gold household. I won't go into it, but we've been super safe and doing everything you're supposed to do and more. And turns out we still had an issue. My wife had to go get tested. We had to wait 2 days to get the test results back, during which time we dialed up the quarantine and the distance, and I was sleeping on the couch, right here actually, sleeping on the couch. And finally we found out that she's all good. She got the negative result, and that was good. That was a stressful 2 days, and it made me feel an awful lot of sympathy for anybody who's gone through that process, and especially anybody who on the other end of that process has gotten the other answer. Stressful. The thing I'm trying to hold on to now is that there's this thing at the end of a tragedy, or a perceived tragedy, or a possible tragedy, or an imagined tragedy. Isn't that an indie rock band, Imagined Tragedy? Or an emo band? It's an emo band. It's nothing. I'm just being an idiot. But at the end of these moments, we get this wonderful perspective where we get to realize that, like, in this moment, I literally only care about one thing, which is that she is okay. And I'm trying to hold on to that and make that my life, just that the people I love are okay, and everything else will get sorted out. Because I tell you this, for those 2 days and a couple days after, I was not thinking about streams or podcast views or how the book was selling or when I get to play shows again or any of that. I was just thinking, I hope she's okay. And then I was thinking, I'm glad she's okay. I was also thinking my back kind of hurts from sleeping on this couch. So relieved all over. And I've had some friends go through similar things, and we feel very fortunate that they all got the negative result too. But, it was a real stressful time, and it really kind of reminded me what we're doing here. And so I'm with you if you've gone through it, and I encourage you guys to be safe so you don't have to if you haven't. But she got her negative results on Friday, so we got to spend yesterday, which was Sunday, because today is Monday. You're watching this on Wednesday. We're time traveling, basically. We spent Sunday getting the first round of books to people. There were about 25 people that lived close enough that had ordered and paid that we could just drive to their house and put it on their porch. And then there's a bunch more that'll get mailed out later this week. We're still trying to figure out the best, most efficient, most affordable way to get things to people. Because, as you know, I like to keep the cost as low as possible so that if people, can only afford to pay a little bit or nothing at all, it's not the end of the world to just give something away. And that's why I try to keep the overhead real lean. So thanks for your patience. The second printing is also here, and we're going to be reaching out to those people about getting them a book too. Is an odd new feeling of vulnerability to have the books out, because I was thinking about, when you go see a musician or you go see a band even, there's all these things for you to like if you were of the mind to like something that day. Some people just aren't. Those people, they all work for Pitchfork, I believe. They just don't like nothing, do they? Oof. Imagine being married to someone from Pitchfork. Oof. Miserable. But if you go to a show and you're in the mood to have a good time, you can, if you don't like the words, you might like the voice. If you don't like the voice, you might like the guitar. If you don't like the guitar, you might like the drums. If you don't like the drums, maybe you just had 8 beers and you're having a good time. 8 beers is too many. Tighten it up. It's my dad voice. Hey. Just be safe and have fun. But when you write words on a piece of paper and then hand that piece of paper to somebody, they have but one thing to judge you on. And I've been very aware since I started doing this that it's not poetry that I'm writing, and it's not even necessarily something that you should read. Some of it's meant to be heard, and I talk about that in the introduction for the book. But now that people have the book, I feel a little bit like, oh, I hope they like it, But it's fun to do stuff that you're a little nervous about. And I was getting to a point where I didn't feel nervous that often, and I kind of miss it. So it's good. And I really appreciate everybody that has reached out about the book and the podcast and the music. And, I was thinking, I packaged all the books in little paper bags so they wouldn't get damaged on people's porches. And it reminded me of the first several records I did that I hand packaged right here in this room. And I was sort of contrasting that moment of being in my 20s and making a record in my basement and hoping one person might like it and like gluing things together. And I was contrasting that moment with the moment I was having at right then, where a bunch of people had paid for a book just made up of things I had written. And the distance between those two things still feels impossible. I don't know how I was ever that guy. I don't know how I'm this guy now. I don't know what I did in between to make it happen. But I feel real grateful. I'm very aware of what I am in the grand scheme of things. I jokingly call myself a nobody from nowhere, but it's true, My Instagram bio just says singer, songwriter, guy opening for the band you came to see. But this little crowd that I have cares so much about my music and about me and about my family and about the things I write and the things I say. And that means a lot to me, because I wrote my first song when I was 10 with no awareness of even what money was for or what it did. I was kind of slow, I guess. I guess most 10-year-olds understand money, but I was behind the times. Great taste in music, though. And then I started my first band, and it was a punk band. And punk bands, in my mind at the time, they never made money, and they certainly didn't get on the radio or anything like that. And it was just never part of my thought process or part of my planning or anything like that. And now all of a sudden, it's not all of a sudden, there was a fair bit of hard work and luck and that kind of thing, but now I'm making this living, and I get messages from people that say a song helped them, or a song featured in their wedding, or a song featured at their dad's funeral, or someone was listening to a song as they passed. And that kind of stuff, man, that sticks with me in the best way, because the money, whatever little money there is, gets spent, and people's appreciation for what you do can seem kind of fickle sometimes, and they like that record but they don't like this record, and you got an award all those years ago but you didn't get another one. And But the stories about your music meaning something to somebody and meaning something real, those stories just get better and better the longer you get to have them. So the book just felt like a nice physical reminder of like, this many people care this much about what you're doing. And that felt really good, especially in a time when I'm not able to do it the way I'm used to doing it, which is to play shows. And the other thing is, talk about that. Let's have some coffee first. Out of the Grounds and Hounds mug, they sell great coffee, and they use some of the money to help dogs. So that's a win-win. Check out Grounds and Hounds. It's not sponsored or anything. We're fans of them in the house, and we buy their stuff. So the throat thing. The short version is, I haven't talked about it because it stresses me out and because there's not much to say. But it's been going on for about a year, and it's been getting worse and worse and worse that whole time. There's like pain and dryness and cracking and constant clearing of the throat and that kind of thing. So I went to a doctor who tried something that didn't work, went to another doctor who tried something that didn't work, went to a third doctor, tried something, didn't work, went to a specialist here in town, tried something, didn't work. And this morning I was on the phone with a specialist at the university in Madison who's going to bring in a second specialist, and I'm going to go down there and we're going to try to figure this thing out. It's stressful, it's expensive. But I'm staying hopeful because I looked into the other options, and it turns out the only other option available to me is to sink into despair amid the fear that I might not be able to do the only thing that I know how to or like to do. Just cracked again. You like that? I thought about not doing the podcast, and I thought about not doing songs on the podcast because it hurts and because it's embarrassing to be clearing your throat all the time and to maybe have these voice cracks and that kind of thing. But then I thought back to that little crowd I have, and that little crowd cares enough that I don't think they would want me to go hide while I sort this out. And I don't want to go hide while I sort this out. And so I'll be doing songs on the podcast, and it'll probably be the only song I do that week because it hurts to do them, but it kind of hurts in another way to not do them. So let's try it. Let's do one. This song is called That Great Divide. It's a short one, which is one of the reasons I picked it. It's also one I like a lot. It's about various times in the year where the place I live gets kind of noisy and crowded, and I like quiet. So it's about trying to get somewhere quiet when things get loud. I remember we were doing this song in the studio. We had my friend Frank come in to play some lap steel on it, and we played it for him. He goes, "Where's the rest of it?" And that still makes me laugh because it's short on the record. Like I said, it's like 1:45, but that's what Elvis Costello did to me. So let's try a song, and I don't know if it goes terrible. Maybe we'll edit it. I don't know. I haven't edited any of these yet. I'm not a big fan of editing. I feel like, just put stuff out and let it be what it is. But we'll see. Let's try it. We could get to Denver before they knew we were gone. If we could hit the state line before the low fuel light comes on. If we could find a place to sleep before the sun comes up at dawn, well, there wouldn't much else be wrong. I wanna kick some dust up, I wanna pack this car and drive. I wanna cross that river, goddamn that great divide. When they said we wouldn't, I always knew they were wrong. We pointed towards the mountains to find a place we could belong. And you woke in the backseat, I was singing you my song, and you started singing along. wanna kick some dust up, I wanna pack this car and drive. I wanna cross that river, goddamn that great divide. I wanna kick some dust up, I wanna pack this car and drive. I wanna cross that river, goddamn that great divide. I wanna cross that river, goddamn that great divide. I'm here to tell you, that could have gone worse. Has gone worse. That felt good. Thank you guys. My joke on stage for that song, right after, I play the song and then I say, I want to warn you guys, just the song you just heard does have some profanity in it. I know a lot of people do the warning first, but I like to do it after, because then you have context and it's too late to do anything about it. I've heard it said that all comedians want to be musicians and all musicians want to be comedians. To that I say, thank God for Todd Snider. We can all just stay right in our lane. So there we go. Let's do some recommendations, shall we? I was having a talk with my lady about how much I hate bad reviews. Just feel like it's such an odd way to spend your time reviewing something you didn't like. And some people, again, if we're talking about Pitchfork or whatever, they seem to enjoy it. It's their specialty is the bad review. Nothing's ever good enough. And my feeling is like, just talk about what you like. There's enough stuff that you like that you could fill pages and pages and pages and hours and hours and hours of people's time with stuff you like. And, if you don't like it, don't talk about it. And they'll either assume you haven't heard it or that you don't like it. So let's talk about some stuff that I like. First we have Jamestown Revival. This record is called San Isabel. I had the pleasure of playing with these gentlemen some years ago, and they're very nice, and I really enjoyed their music. They're basically they're founded by two gentlemen from Texas, and their thing is great songwriting, but they both sing, so there's near constant harmonies on this record, which is really great. And the obvious comparisons like the Everly Brothers or something, but they really bring their own thing to it. And this is their third record, the most recent record, and like the folkiest. I just find this record really calming and comforting, especially these days. There's a song on here called Harder Way, and This Too Shall Pass. Check those out. Jamestown Revival. Next, we have Brad Armstrong. This record is called I Got No Place Remembers Me. That's a good title for a record. I got this record because a friend of mine, Scott, if you're watching, how are you, Scott? He's doing work at a record label called Cornelius Chapel, who have released a bunch of things, including some friends of mine, and they released this Brad Armstrong record, and I got it, and it's just, this record has gotten so much play in our house since it came, probably last year sometime, I think. I love it, and it goes so many different places. It doesn't feel long, but it feels deep. Like there's a lot on this record, and I adore it. Listen to Carry Your Head High or St. Lucia. Oof, real good. And finally, I'm going to share with you a heavy one, because I think the point of recommending music is that you think people will like it. So I tend to recommend more broadly palatable music, because I want people to get something that they enjoy. But I spend a lot of my time listening to punk rock and hardcore and metal and hip hop and all that kind of stuff. So, one for the kids in black, here we go. This record is called Rattle by Waylon Storms. I love this record so much. I got this record, my friend Adam runs a label called Gilead Media and a store in Oshkosh called Eroding Winds. Go in there, but wear a mask. He's not here for your crap. God bless him for that. He released this record, and he sent a copy of it to me because I sent him a book that I liked, and he insisted on sending me this, and I could not be happier to have this record. It is one of the most unique things I've ever heard. It's like some 80s Bauhaus kind of post-punk stuff, but it's heavy, and it's twangy, and it's dusty, and there's riffs, but it's jangly, and it's big, but it's kind of claustrophobic sometimes. It's just, it's so good. And it feels like the soundtrack to a post-apocalyptic Western, and that is my jam. I love this record. If you like, other stuff, check it out. If you don't like other stuff, check it out anyways. You might like it. And then finally, there's a podcast I finally checked out. Consequence of Sound did a podcast. They do a podcast called The Opus, where they do like 3-part episodes going deep into specific records. And I listened to the one about London Calling by The Clash, which is maybe my favorite record of all time. And it's so good. It's a 3-parter. You can listen to it in like an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours, but it's fantastic. It's really, really, really good. So check that out. I'm looking forward to, they have other episodes about like the redheaded stranger and that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited. And, I wasn't planning on this, but it's sitting here because my wife is reading it. This book is called Comedy, Sex, God by Pete Holmes. And I read it and I loved it. And now my wife is reading it and she's enjoying it too. And it's wonderful. It's funny and it's deep and it's got some good tools for living. And I highly recommend it. So there you go. I think that's everything. Day 150. I hope you guys are doing good. We're going to keep doing these as long as people keep liking them. And I'll keep you posted on the throat stuff. And yeah, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. Shoot me an email or a message or get in the comments or whatever. Like I said, we could talk more about music. We could talk about guitars. We could talk about, whatever. The idea is that we're just kind of hanging out. And that's why it's not edited. Even if sometimes it should be. So, in the meantime, here's some advice from my mug. It's good advice. It says, sip coffee, save pups, rub bellies. You will never find better advice on a mug. You don't hear my dog snoring right now because he's in my son's room, because I thought I'd give you guys a break from the constant snoring. All right, till next time. Sorry if that was loud. I'm learning to not slam stuff on the table because it's loud. Till next time, thank you guys for everything, for the support and the encouragement and the friendship. And PayPal is Christopher at ChristopherGold.com. Venmo is at ChristopherGoldMusic. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really uncomfortable about money and stuff. But you can get food with it and stuff like that, and electricity. So it's kind of important. But until next week, I'll be thinking about you guys. I'm pulling for you guys. Be safe. Be good. Take breaks when you need them. Speak up when you're supposed to. And I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.